So I told you that saw my last video, it was the eagle carving in a little slab of wood, a chainsaw off cut eagle on rocks. Well, I got a little bit of a story to tell. It didn't turn out quite as I had planned. I'm going to explain what happened. So since that just carved Rob, Mr. Larry Debs, said it looked like a rave. I know they're Rob was just joking. He couldn't even, me and Rob heckle all the time, so I'm just kidding when I say it's just carved Rob's fault. It's your fault, Rob. Um, I couldn't get. I had it stuck in my head. It looked too much like a raven, so I tried my best to make it look like an eagle. And what happened was I carved it. I said, when I was carving it, I carved it so bad it didn't even look like this. So I had to carve deeper in there to try and make it at least look like some type of bird. Now it's a thunderbird. Now that looks like a friggin' thunderbird. Okay, so it's deeper in there. And I says, well, if people are gonna be like, well, why is the head deeper and sloped that way? I'm like, well, it's trying to look inside all the wind stuff. It's trying to look into the background, see what's going on. So and then that night I got that carved. That night I had gone after and got the Bombay. This can is friggin' leaking. I got this Bombay mahogany poly shade. I did the background. I put it on, let it dry a bit. Then I sanded the high points, kinda. I painted the wing black. I left the tail natural color. I left the head natural color. And I says, no, it's definitely not an eagle. So then I painted the whole thing black, and I'm like, oh, this is a piece of shit. So then I painted some black and some red on the wings. You can't really see. There's a little bit there. And I hit the tips with the white. I burnt the water. I sanded the high points. I painted the rocks black and gray. I burnt it a little bit and sanded it. The sun, I just painted it red and left it. It does right now. It does have 2 coats of this matte clear finish. Rust-Oleum. Okay, so before I put this matte clear finish on it, I'm like, man, I got to cover up this paint. So, the story is, I went downstairs to get the roll of that. I've talked about in some of my videos. I'm going to be doing a copper roof on my. That's not blood. That's not stain. I'm going to be doing a copper roof on my next big tree house I do. Going to do, and I'm going to cut every single shingle. So I'm finding out the best way to cut the shingles so they don't get a sharp edge on them. So I think I'm going to need like a big industrial paper cutter type thing. This copper's not that soft. It's this is 26 gauge and it's thicker. I got 3 rolls of this and I got to cut hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of single shingles. But anyway, so I said to myself, well, since you got the copper up here, that's why this notch is out of here. Why don't you give them a copper eye? So I did. I gave it a copper eye. It looked too funny. So it was too big. So I just painted in there black with a black pen. And I said, well, since that's copper, the eye's copper, why don't I give it some copper leaf stuff? So that's what I did. And I said, I'm not going to do it all copper leaf. We'll kind of leave some black in there too. So that's the story with that. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's kind of neat one way. Whoever buys this or looks at it, sees it, they're going to be like, what kind of bird is that? I'm going to be like, well, what do you mean what kind of bird is it? They're going to be like, what kind of bird is it? I'm going to be like, it's any kind of bird that you want it to be. Like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know what type of bird. I think it's a thunderbird. So when you're not good at eagles, they always usually turn out to be thunderbirds. So that's that. I was looking at it back here. I think it's kind of neat. It says what it is. So I got the lights up in there too. Can you see them? Those are these lights here, like string lights or whatever they're called. Make sure when you get these lights, you can get them for $20. Make sure they got a sensor on them like this that comes off it, because you got the remote. So if you don't have this sensor, you're going to have to always go around to the back of the piece and use the remote. So that's that. Now, I don't care if this sucks, because I got another one I'm going to carve here, and then I got another one, same cedar. I'm going to do a one with waves and some killer whales, and then we'll see what happens. So let me see if I can unturn this bulb. Let's turn these lights on. Power. Now let's see if I can undo this bulb. So it's in real life, I think it's pretty neat. The bird goes different colors. You guys aren't going to be able to really see effects from it on video. But like here's, let's just start off with white, blue, green, red. I think orange was my favorite color. Where's the orange? That's the orange there. But yeah, you really can't tell how neat it looks on video. But that's all. That's it. Thought I would share with you guys what happened of this. Yep, there's his head tucking in to see what's going on. What's that swirly stuff? Why is it so? Why is it such a friggin' windy day? Yep. Hope everybody's doing good. Next Dremel video is going to be, I think, a whale. Or maybe I'll even do dolphins. Who cares? Maybe I'll even do a fucking dragonfly shitting on a flower petal. Don't care. Carbon fusion. Over and out.